We're taking you into the news right now at the Fox 45 news feed. It is 11 a.m. and we're in the thick of a heat wave. Just how much longer those temperatures will tick up before we finally catch a break. And in the Squeegee kid trial, the jury convicts the teen of manslaughter, but finds him not guilty of murder. A look at the impact on sentencing and what's next in this case. Meantime, Donald Trump facing new charges in that classified documents case. How it could impact the 2024 race ahead. Fox 45 News Midday starts right now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us here for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Taylor Stewart. We are in a weather alert. We're under a heat advisory. You hear it there. Things are so hot it could feel like the triple digits, and it could be downright dangerous. So take a look. We're going to find out how long this is all going to last. We're going to go straight to meteorologist Amy Aronson.
We are still under weather alert. We have that excessive heat warning today. That's the hot pink on the map for the Baltimore area. Everybody else under advisory. Either way, it just means it's hot and it's humid. Very uncomfortable, actually dangerous at times this afternoon. Already feeling close to the triple-digit mark here in Baltimore, and this is just the start of what's going to be another very hot and humid day. So for today, we've got actual temperatures headed for the upper 90s again. It's going to feel closer to 106, up to 110 in some spots this afternoon. We do have a brief chance for some isolated storms this evening, too, but a better chance come tomorrow. In just about 10 minutes, I'll break down the timeline of the storms this weekend and let you know exactly what that means for these hot temperatures and your weekend plans, too.
The person who was responsible for his murder has been convicted of killing him.
The jury found that, yes, he was somewhat justified.
City in crisis, a jury convicts a Squeegee kid of killing Timothy Reynolds. Now the big question is whether the 16-year-old will be sentenced as an adult or a juvenile. That question coming more into focus after the jury convicted the 16-year-old of voluntary manslaughter, but found him not guilty on two more serious murder charges. Now, earlier this morning, Kirk Nachman with the EN lawyers joined us to break down the difference between a murder conviction and the conviction of voluntary manslaughter.
That means that the defendant honestly but unreasonably believed that he was defending himself or others. In other words, it's an imperfect self-defense case, as opposed to first-degree murder, which is premeditated, or perfect self-defense, which would have been a complete defense to any of the charges that were involved here.
Now, two families left the courtroom not fully satisfied with the court's rulings. Reynolds' family attorney says while they wanted a murder conviction, this is the first step in their healing process. The teen's family was hoping for a full acquittal, but the defense says their fight is not over.
He's been convicted of manslaughter, which makes him eligible to be transferred to juvenile court, which is what we're going to be pursuing.
Nothing that happened in the courtroom was going to bring Tim Reynolds back. There was going to be no winners in this case. But this conviction does bring a measure of comfort, of closure, of justice to the family.
Now, if the case remains in the adult courtroom, the teenager faces up to 35 years in prison. If it's transferred to the juvenile court, the teen could face as many as 6 years. That brings us to our question of the day. Do you agree with the verdict in the Squeegee kid trial? So far, 69% of voters say yes. No. They say no, rather. You can vote right now at foxbaltimore.com to weigh in. We've been reporting on the issues with Squeegee kids for years now. You can find all of our previous reporting and the latest details on this conviction on our website, foxbaltimore.com. Now, the Squeegee trial verdict marks one of three high-profile convictions this week at the hands of City State Attorney Ivan Bates' office. A jury found 21-year-old Chase Wilson guilty of second-degree murder in the shooting death of the Morgan State University security guard, 19-year-old Julian Furr. Another jury found Michael Robertson guilty of murdering Akia Eagleston. She was 8 months pregnant at the time. Now, some experts say the convictions show Bates is backing up his promises after pushing for a tougher stance on crime during his campaign.
So when you see three different prosecutions for violent crimes resulting convictions in high-profile cases, it tells criminal defendants and those in Baltimore City that are looking to commit crime that we're back living in a world of consequences.
Now, James Bentley, the spokesperson for Ivan Bates, told Fox 45 News these verdicts are, quote, a reflection of the state attorney's commitment to taking violent offenders off the streets of Baltimore. Now, when it comes to violence in Baltimore and across the entire country, we know guns are a big part of that problem. A new report finds one person died from a firearm-related injury every 11 minutes in the U.S. last year. That's more than 48,000 people total. That's actually down, though, from a year prior. However, gun-related suicides are up to a new high record. This is according to Johns Hopkins University. For the first time, the rate of gun suicides among black adolescents 10 to 19 surpassed that of white children. If you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline offers services to talk with counselors. You can reach them by dialing 988 or chat online at 988lifeline.org. All right, here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number one, controversial country music singer Jason Aldean performs in Maryland. He played at the Merriweather Post Pavilion just last night. Thousands of fans gathered there to hear his song, Try That in a Small Town, which has been met with some backlash over its undertones of racism and violence. The video for the song has since been edited since its release to move some of the Black Lives Matter protests that happened in Atlanta in 2021. Trending number two here, the drug dealer linked to the death of the Wire star Michael K. Williams has been sentenced to 30 months in prison. 71-year-old drug dealer Carlos Massi was convicted for providing the fentanyl-laced heroin that led to the actor's overdose. Trending number three here, the pilot killed in Tuesday's plane crash in Havre de Grace is being identified as 59-year-old retired Army Major General Anthony Potts. He lives in Aberdeen and Hartford County, and officials say his plane crashed into a field on Tuesday. According to the FAA, Potts was not authorized to fly because of medical reasons. Trending number four here, the Baltimore Police Department welcomes new members to their team. Members of the department visited children at the Ronald McDonald House of Maryland to help get some naming for their newest police puppies. With the help of the kids, BPD officially welcomed Riley and then Nova to their canine unit. Download your Fox 45 News app for your up-to-the-minute traffic conditions, breaking news, weather, anytime. Just search WBFF in your app store. Still ahead, we are in the middle of a heat wave, but you know, it might not be walking down the grocery aisles. Coming up, the return to pumpkin spice. Oh my goodness, how soon is too soon? We'll talk about it after the break. And following backlash over a recent campaign ad, Bud Light is announcing layoffs. Just how many employees are getting cut? And as recreational marijuana has been legal for less than a month in Maryland, now one major credit card company is saying you can't use their cards to buy pot. The new rules just ahead.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
We're back now with your social stream. Recreational marijuana has been legal in Maryland for less than a month now, and buying it may soon be a little bit more difficult. That's depending on which credit card you have. MasterCard is the latest company dealing a financial blow to the U.S. marijuana industry. The company telling U.S. banks to block the sale of pot on its debit cards, and that's because pot is still illegal at the federal level, highlighting that gray area between state and federal laws when it comes to the sale of marijuana. Folks are chiming in on what they say is an issue that says, oh man, use debit card ATMs first, then buy your pot, a workaround, I guess, from Joshua. Here we have another one that says, this is once again your reminder that payment processing companies have way too much power and control in our society. We'll see how it plays out. But looks like Prince Harry is heading to trial. The Duke of Sussex is suing the British tabloid The Sun, alleging the tabloid hacked his phone and hired private investigators to try to get the scoop on his private life. London's High Court just ruled in favor of the case and now letting that invasion of privacy lawsuit move forward to the court. Let's see what folks are saying here. We've got one person, Harry wants it all in the open. All right, another person replying here saying, oh, for sure, no Harry fans in our social stream today. Well, Bud Light, meanwhile, laying off hundreds of U.S. employees. They're losing their top spot to Modelo. It's because their sales took a major dip after customers boycotted in response to a partnership with a transgender influencer. The company's CEO says the move was necessary for long-term success. Okay, the CEO should apologize, then quit. I bet that would save those jobs, coming from James Cassale. Another person tweeting, the Dylan Mulvaney controversy is such a fever dream. I feel like we'll be explaining this to our grandkids and their minds will be blown. Marketing. Moving on here, we've got some great details for you on our national diaper drive. Sinclair is partnering with the Summer Diaper Drive, and we're scanning. If you scan this QR code, it'll help you provide diapers to a diaper bank in need. Children and families who need it will be able to pick up their diapers through Sinclair Cares for your little one and your family. If you're struggling, go ahead and go to sinclaircares.com. Still ahead, video that's going viral. An innocent mistake, oh yeah, making a hilarious outcome. How it brought two strangers together for a really good laugh. And breaking news about Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, what he's saying about why he appeared to freeze in the middle of a news conference this week. And then at noon, it's Karamo, then 1 o'clock, Sherry, followed by the Hot Bench at 2 p.m. All right, we are back right now with a live look at the Inner Harbor. If you're heading outside today, you're going to want to grab the water bottle. You're going to want to grab your hat. We are under a heat advisory for extreme temperatures that could feel like we're in the triple digits. Coming up, we'll check in with meteorologist Amy Aronson to see how long this heat will stick around before the cool down moves in. Now, when it gets hot, it is important to remember the signs of heat stroke and heat exhaustion. With heat exhaustion, you'll get pale, dizzy, you could feel nauseated, and you could faint. Heat stroke is the most severe form of heat illness, though. Someone at risk may have a body temperature more than 105 degrees. They may also have a headache, dry, red skin, but you aren't sweating. That's another sign. A rapid, weak pulse with a slow and shallow breathing, definitely check into an emergency room. Now, when it is hot like this, remember to drink a lot of water. Doctors recommend those who are outside drink about 2 to 4 glasses each hour. We want to see how you're beating the heat now. Scan that QR code on your screen. It's going to take you to FOX45.com, where you can upload your pictures and your videos. It's all powered by Stackla. All right, breaking news out of D.C. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says he plans to serve the rest of his 118th Congress term as the GOP leader. His office making the announcement in a statement late this morning amid questions about the 81-year-old's health and future in Congress. This after he appeared to freeze for 30 seconds during a Wednesday news conference. He was escorted away by staffers before returning later and saying he's fine. Making headlines, meantime, Senator Dianne Feinstein appearing to have her own bout of confusion. During a Senate vote on Thursday, the California Democrat began reading from prepared remarks. That's when an aide whispered in her ear, and another senator could be heard telling Feinstein, vote A. Now, at the 90 years old, Feinstein is the oldest member in the Senate. She previously announced she will not seek re-election next year. Meantime, Donald Trump, he's slamming the Justice Department after a special prosecutor, Jack Smith, added new charges in the classified document investigation. Those new charges include a felony count under the Espionage Act for possessing a highly classified war plan. Trump is also accused of trying to delete Mar-a-Lago security footage after it was subpoenaed. It's not yet clear how the new charges will affect the pace of this case, but right now the trial is scheduled to start in late May. All right, still ahead tonight, we continue to look into the verdict of the Squeegee kid trial, and we're going to speak to an attorney about the outcome. Plus, more questions surrounding the juvenile justice reform meeting. We're set to look into those concerns as well. If you have the Fox 45 News app, though, you can always get your news in a flash through your Amazon Alexa or your Echo device. We deliver your local headlines and your forecast in less than 2 minutes. If you have an Amazon device, just tell it to enable Fox 45 Baltimore. All right, trending now, a funny moment that was caught on camera at a concert in the UK is going viral. Check this out. So a group of fans enjoying the music there, and you can see one guy put his hand on a woman beside him. She looks confused, but goes along with it, until later he realizes that is not his wife.
My auntie is such a character, so when this happened, it was just so funny. He jokingly said, "Oh, I almost kissed you as well, that would have been worse."
Now, Claire Davies' niece filmed the whole thing, catching the moment the man realized he had his arm around the wrong person. He points to his real wife, who had the same hair color and denim jacket, and basically looked like twins to the other woman, he says. The video is making a lot of people laugh. It's been viewed more than 50 million times. Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle here now. She barely flinches.
Yes, I love the fact that he put that big stomach on her. That's what as a man with a big stomach, it's nothing like the comfort of your wife. He had it resting on her back, and he's like, yeah, so anyway, oh, wait a minute.
Not my wife, yeah.
And the wife, they didn't show any pictures of the wife, though.
I'm happy that the wife, was a good sport about it, and so was the woman. It made for a funny moment. But can you imagine just if that had not played out that way?
Oh, my goodness. I could not. I would never live that down in the household with 3 girls. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
It would be like, make sure your father is with the right person. Oh, my goodness.
I could see that right now. Girls are not having it.
They're not having it.
Well, also today, if you're not having the heat, you're going to want to stay inside. We're on a weather alert today. It's a heat advisory. We are in the thick of it as the temperatures soar to what feels like triple digits. A closer look at the timing now. Meteorologist Amy Aronson.
We are weather alert today because of the high heat plus the humidity again. This dangerous heat wave will continue, already at a very hot 89. We end up in the upper 90s again today. Hot and humid actually through Saturday. Also, some storms show up Saturday evening. That's when we throw in the risk for severe weather, and then turning less humid by the end of the weekend on Sunday. Here's the setup. High pressure sitting offshore, pumping in that high heat plus that humidity, bringing our temperatures to near 100, not only today, but tomorrow too. We've got heat advisories and excessive heat warning in place because because of that, not only here, but up and down the East Coast and for the Midwest too. New weather maker off to our west though. See the storms in the Midwest? Yeah, they're headed our direction, and that's what's going to bring an end to this very hot stretch eventually. But first, it's going to feel like we're in the triple digits again today, feeling close to 110 at times before the day is over. Pretty uncomfortable stuff here. Even overnight, not much of a cool down. We're going to wake up feeling like we're in the mid and upper 80s on Saturday. Saturday afternoon just as hot, feeling like we're close to 100 at times, above 100 before the day is over, and before that cold front comes through and finally sends us some relief from the heat and the humidity. Now let's talk timing. Couple of showers and storms bubble up today, primarily south of Baltimore. A better chance tomorrow. Actually, as early as tomorrow morning, we'll see some storms develop and rush through our area. That's part one. Round two comes with some stronger storms and the severe weather threat during the evening. Rain will linger then Saturday night. Sunday is much quieter. We are looking at a mostly cloudy day with a couple of sprinkles, also much drier. So we are looking at a hot and steamy start to the weekend. Afternoon storms will be the case, damaging wind gusts. We could see some hail, even some isolated tornadoes as they move through. But Sunday, what a treat. Mostly cloudy with highs back in the upper 80s. This weekend at the beach looks hot to start. We're close to 90 today and Saturday, but on Sunday they also get relief from that front. Highs back in the low 80s. Quick look at your 10-day forecast. There's weather alert today and tomorrow, but relief is on the way from the heat and the humidity. We're back in the 80s starting Sunday, and we'll stay there as we head through the first week of August.
All right, still ahead, just in time for the kids to go back to school, a classic lunch snack is getting a makeover. The changes your kids might notice in their lunchbox. But first, an incredible sight, 3 whales breaching at the exact same time. Hear from the man who captured it all on camera. And the excitement of WWE returns tonight. Friday Night SmackDown starts at 8 o'clock. And of course, keep watching for Fox 45 News at 10 and Fox 45 News Late Edition. Don't miss this. Caught on camera, an incredible sight. A New England man had his phone out while he was taking a video. At the right moment, 3 whales jumped out of the water at the same time. Robert Addy says he was on a fishing trip with his family when he was lucky enough to catch the moment on camera. He's no stranger to the ocean, but says seeing these whales jumping, or breaching as it's called, out of the water at once was a lifetime experience.
Just pure joy. Because we could hear them too. You could hear the huge belly flop, and then they were communicating. It seemed like afterwards we could hear the blowholes. They were only about 300 yards away, so it was spectacular, stunned, amazed, but mostly joy. It was such an uplifting thing to see. Just incredible.
It's not even clear why the whales pulled out of the water and moved in sync that way, but Addy thinks the older whales were maybe trying to teach a younger whale. Time now for your lunch break. If you're looking to send your kids back to school, you may have noticed a lunchbox item that is getting a makeover. Jell-O has a whole new look. The iconic gelatin and pudding brand just unveiled a new, bigger logo, updated packaging, and they say it looks loud, proud, and simple. The redesign is more colorful. It puts more emphasis on the playful O at the end of its name. Fox 45 News is your back-to-school headquarters. We are compiling all the things busy parents need to know to get ready for the school year. Just click on that QR code on your screen and check out all the stories we've posted so far. That's all we've got here for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyles up next. Mark Clark, what are you guys working on?
Thank you, Taylor. He's a comedy legend, and he's here with us today. George Wallace has been making people laugh for more than 4 decades. He joins us in studio. Next, you stay right there. Be More Lifestyles coming up. Next.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
What's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here, along with legendary comedian George Wallace is here. Good morning, everybody. Let me tell you right now, we're in the middle of a heat wave, but you wouldn't know it despite still being hot out. Pumpkin is already making a comeback. Pumpkin spice coffee is already up for sale in supermarkets, but you don't have to find it in the coffee houses yet. And it's not just the coffee. Pumpkin-flavored cookies, beers, even protein shakes have been spotted in stores too. George, are you team pumpkin spice or do you hate it? Because you know.
What are you talking about? It's not Halloween yet. That's when pumpkins come. It's like, okay, I guess next week you'll have the Christmas items on. Huh?
That's right.
Right?
See? It's like they tried us. I don't like it. It's too early for this.
No, you do like it.
No, I don't like pumpkin spice.
But you can't say that on TV.
Oh, I didn't. Is it
Yeah,
prejudice
I don't like
against
it
all
either, but I'm
pumpkin?
not going to sit on television and tell
It's
people
crazy.
I don't.
And I'm an October baby, but I still hate like pumpkin stuff.
August is next week, right?
I know.
August is 2 days from now.
August is 2 days away.
Oh my goodness, and people say time is flying.
I did send out a text today that said Happy Hump Day, so I really don't know when it is.
I was going to say Hump Day's on a Wednesday.
It is. I thought it was Wednesday.
Something wrong with you.
There's something wrong with me.
Something wrong with you.
I am clearly living in my 70s. Yeah, I don't know what I'm
we
doing.
want you to tell. Is pumpkin spice returning too soon? Lady
Yes,
T.
that's
Go to
it.
our website, Fox Baltimore. I'm sorry, can I do the show, George? I'm sorry. Go to the website, get to the website, make sure you click on the lifestyle tab, and then, of course, at the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. You can also do it on the app. George is messing up the show. A woman is turning heads after admitting she fell in love with the man who mugged her.
Oh!
In a post on Twitter, the Brazilian woman says she and her now boyfriend first connected when he stole her phone on the street. She defends him, saying he had a change of heart after seeing photos of her on the phone. He reached out, and they've been dating for the past 2 years. George, is this love?
That is nothing but love. I mean, they stole the phone and still came back. You're supposed to
Yeah.
beat somebody down for stealing your phone. You know, but they've been together for 2 years. At least it's, you know, that's a lot longer than a lot of marriages.
Lady T, he sold your phone. Now he wants to be your boo.
Yeah, I guess I got to put myself in more positions to be robbed. I think this is where I was spending time on Tinder. No. I need to have my purse and my wallet out and just get ready to get robbed, and that's how I'm going to find love. And I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with my
There's
babe.
something wrong with the people in Baltimore. There's something wrong with the people in Baltimore.
We just gonna do
I came
it.
to Baltimore to steal a car.
Oh, okay.
They tell me.
That's how you gonna find your side chick. That's how you gonna find.
They tell me the kills in Baltimore.
Oh my God.
No, George, you're not doing it.
Yo, don't do it,
But we're
George.
moving on. Could ditching human waiters for robots help offer a more personalized experience when dining out? It may sound backwards, but one tech company thinks AI-powered robots could do just that. The company says robots could also use facial recognition technology to know what customers are feeling and even log their dining preferences as they become regulars. George?
Well, you have a robot come up to me and ask me what I want. I'm just gonna go. I want personal touch. I don't like the robots. Let's put it like that.
No.
They can do that.
The robots.
Have you flown Delta lately?
No.
You can get out of the car in Delta. They got called the parallel reality, and they're not robots, but they got cameras everywhere, and they know who you are when you get out of the car. Mr. Wallace, your flag is to the left, gate 82.
Lady T, would you like this, the AI technology?
You know what? Yeah, I feel like they would pour a little bit heavier of the liquor than a human would, because they be stingy. No, humans are stingier with the liquor. Come on, George, you know it's true. I feel like a robot would be like, I know what you need, and just dump it all in, and that's what I want in my life.
This lady's good right here. You need to come down. I'm at the Baltimore Comedy Factory, and you need to come down and do some jokes for me. Please.
Really? You want me to come down and do some jokes?
Yes.
Whoa, that's an honor coming from you. This is like.
Y'all heard it on television, Lady T.
And Sunday.
This is scary. Wait, I was supposed to go out of town. You want me to stay with
Marsha
you?
Warfield tonight, Marsha Warfield and Mara J.
Oh
yeah,
my
at the
gosh.
Comedy
So you got the goats out there.
This is true. I never liked the word goats because I never understood what it meant.
It's greatest of all time. It's what you are.
Say that. Say what you mean. It's like the weather lady telling people
it's not the animal, George. It says greatest of all time. That's what you are. And sometimes the goats don't know it. That's why.
Okay, George has disrupted the show.
Has he? No, he's taking up a good amount of time. Actually, he's doing great.
I'm changing the subject. I apologize, Mark.
Okay, so George, again, Lady T is going to be a comedian, but she's going out of town this time.
Yeah.
So George, we're going to see you later on in the show.
Yay!
What is the secret, George? We've seen you on the Tonight Show. We've seen you in Vegas all these years, doing what you love, still doing it, not stopping. What's the secret?
The secret is lying. I just love to lie. Just make up stuff. When you just lie, people, you have to tell another lie. That's what people tell you. So that's
Well, then
what
you
I'm
missed
gonna
your
do.
calling as a lawyer.
No,
A lawyer. You're supposed to be a lawyer.
I prayed to God, let me be the best liar in the world. And he said, well, I'm sorry. 45 took that.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
You had to do us like that.
I didn't even say what I was supposed to say, because I don't do politics. I don't do politics.
I feel you.
But I know I'm going to run for public office. I know that. I'm going to run for office. Problem is people are going to vote for me because the first thing I'm going to do, Chick-fil-A going to be open on Sunday.
Hey!
Okay.
Oh, I would vote for you. I would vote for you.
Still ahead, give your to-do list a makeover. Coming up, the cool new way to organize your calendar. And he's a legendary comedian who's right here. You know, he used to be Jerry Seinfeld's roommate. Did you know that, Lady T?
No, I didn't know that. I'm the real George.
We'll get into George next, coming up.
So you think I'm
Stay
lying? I
around.
don't have to lie to you. You ain't no...
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
Your to-do list is a combo of sticky notes and scraps of paper. It's time you leveled up. Julie Moran has an innovative tablet to help keep everything in order. Check this out.
The following segment is sponsored by Naki.
I'm so excited. I've been looking for this product my whole life. I want to introduce you to the VersaBoard. This is so cool. It has a little stylus pen, magnet. You're never going to lose it. So you have a grocery list, chicken, potatoes, and you go on. If you decide that's not what you want, you erase it. But what's so great is you can throw it in your purse, take it to the grocery store. Also, if you want to write a little love note to your kids or your hubby, you just say, love you, mommy, and it stands on the counter. You just flip this up and they can see it when they walk in the door and they'll think of you and you'll think of them. But my favorite thing, I'm going to erase that, is my husband who forgets everything. When I'm out of town, feed the dog. And I know he's going to go in the refrigerator. So I put feed the dog and I slide my stylus pen right in there and I put it on the fridge. I know he's going in there for something. So he is not going to forget to feed the dog. I just love that it's not messy like a whiteboard. Those things, the pens dry out, they get ugly looking at the end. So I think the stylus, the attachment, the magnet, you can put it on the counter. Right now we're offering 25% off the VersaBoard. Head to asadeals.com for this amazing exclusive offer.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Crazy World Incorporated.
And for more than 4 decades, George Wallace has made people all over the world laugh, and he's not stopping anytime soon. He's in town at the Baltimore Comedy Factory. George Wallace, a pleasure. My suit's too tight. I can't shake
your
hands.
Your suit's too tight, yeah. He says, I'm in town. Don't you see me sitting right here? Why do people say stupid stuff? I'm at the airport and the man said, Mr. Wallace, you in town? You're looking at me, ain't you? It's just crazy. People stop asking people how was your flight. You're looking at me, ain't you?
If I'm honest, George.
See, to another thing, to be honest, that means he's a liar. When people tell you you want the honest truth, they're used to lying.
And you say you're a good liar.
I love to lie. It's just good to lie.
40 years of just up there just telling lies.
No. 47 years I've been doing comedy, and I love what I do. And to make people happy is the best medicine in the world. We encourage people to overdose on laughter. Keep it in the reach of children. Okay, when you start laughing for more than 4 hours, then you call the doctor and give the doctor the prescription so the doctor can laugh with you. It's so.
If you laugh for longer than 4 hours, call your doctor.
Listen to me, call your doctor. But let me tell you something. What makes you happy? You just feel better. You can't even fake a smile without feeling better. And that's what we want to do. I haven't been to Baltimore in a long time, and you know.
Why not, George? Where you been?
I've been in Las Vegas. I'm working out there, but I'm blessed to be here. It's most important to talk about Baltimore. Like I said, I come up here to steal a new car. They tell me that the key is the #1 car to steal here, and I want to talk about the restaurants you got here. The most famous restaurant in Baltimore is Five Guys, and is it Five Guys?
You know what?
That's too many people touching my meat.
Don't you know? George, we're not going to put up. We're not putting up for this, George Wallace.
Let me tell you, and this is the Crab City.
I'm doing this is my Johnny Carson, by the way.
This is I am his Johnny Carson. But you know what? I'm just happy to be here, and I'm so happy to be Marsha Warfield, that used to be on the Night Court. She's with me, and she hasn't been around in a while, and now she's back out, and she's really, really funny. If you want to see a good show, and Myra J. from the Tom Joyner Morning Show, you won't get to see another show like this.
George, well, you're legendary. I know we're going to sell them all out. So if people want to come, what do they need to do? How do they reach you?
They need to go online and do BaltimoreComedy.com. We got 2 shows tonight, 8 o'clock, and we got a show at 10:30. Tomorrow night, we got a show at 7 o'clock and at 9:30. And Sunday, all the people don't like to drive at night. All of the people, the old people, would remember the AARP crowd. Because you know what's unique about my show? The hip-hoppers and the gangbangers, like all the Waka Flocka Flame people, they're bringing them money. That's my new curse word. And it's nice to meet you. You're nice-looking Waka Flocka. So, but the young hip-hop kids are bringing their parents to the show because they never seen or experienced their parents laughing. Usually your mama laughing, and then, shut up, boy, don't do this. But now they're going to sit and laugh with their parents. And
well, George, you're a treasure. We're going to come support you.
That's another reason reference of being old. You call me a legend, that's old. Now you're a treasure, that's old.
Still ahead. Thanks, George. Finding your job, how a career in healthcare could be right fit for you. George, be good, okay? But first, we'll introduce you to a local teacher and author who's on a mission to share the power and knowledge of words. It's coming up.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
Brittany Salali Bale is the founder of Etymology Rules, which specializes in language education aimed at equipping people with the knowledge and power of words. Welcome to the show, Brittany. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm excited. So you got a brand new show. This is on YouTube, right?
Yes, it is.
Tell us about that.
So the name of the show is the Etymology Rules Show. It's on the Appraise the Phrase Kids Network. That's ATP Kids Network. And it's a show about language, about words, where words come from, and it's really designed to help children fall in love with words, fall in love with literacy. And I think my favorite part about it is that, you know, I'm the teacher, Miss B, but my sidekick is my goddaughter, who's 5 years old. She does the voiceover. She chose to be a cat, so it's me and her, and we're just going around spreading the love and knowledge of words.
Talk to us about the power of words. You know, why is it so important for us to understand the power of words?
Absolutely. So number one, literacy is a key skill that people need to have throughout society for success. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're an engineer, if you're a doctor, if you are, whatever it is that you're doing, athletes included, everybody needs to have a strong grasp of language and literacy. And so therefore, it's really important to understand what words mean so that you can build your understanding of what it is that you're reading. Comprehension is the sole goal of literacy, but if you don't know what the words mean, then you're going to have a really hard time understanding what you've read. And that could be anything from contracts. That's a big one that I tell a lot of my students, like I'm going to be a basketball player, I'm going to do this. You still going to know how to read a contract, though. So that's why I think between that and also just understanding one another as we communicate, understanding the words that we're using so that there's no miscommunication, so that we can really effectively hear each other.
I love it. And you're also a reading specialist.
I am.
So that all ties in together. I know being on television now and reading these teleprompters, whatever, knowing the meaning and where the words come from, it does help. Because then when you see a word that you don't know how to pronounce, but you start to be familiar with how words are made, it really does help that. So as a reading specialist, talk to us about that. What do you help people do with that?
So I teach at a middle school. And most of my students are at least 2 grade levels or more below reading level. And so I work with them on phonics, so that's being able to sound out words. I also teach them what we call morphemic analysis, so that's being able to, just like you said, identify here's a root word. For example, a root word could be gram, G-R-A-M, or graph. They mean the same thing. It means to draw or to write. And so if a student sees that in a word, they're able to not only pronounce it, but then they can have an indication of what the meaning is as well. So I teach that to 5th through 7th graders.
You are invaluable. How can people follow you?
So you can follow me on all social media platforms at Etymology Rules. That's E-T-Y-M-O-L-O-G-Y Rules. I had to spell it out because I know it's a tricky word, but yes.
Well, Brittany, thanks so much for joining us, okay?
Thank you.
All right, let's check weather with Amy.
We are looking at another extremely hot and humid day ahead of us. Temperatures are already close to 90. We end up close to 100 again today. Actually hot and humid through tomorrow, and then we're tracking some storms Saturday evening. That's going to send us the potential for severe weather, but also bring an end to the heat and the humidity, ushering in much lower humidity come Sunday. Today we are still stuck under that excessive heat warning in Baltimore, heat advisory for everybody else. We're not alone. Much of the Northeast dealing with that, along with the Midwest. That's also where we find our next weather maker. You can see some storms pushing through Chicago. They're going to head our direction. And that's what's going to send us relief from the heat and the humidity eventually. But first, another day with triple-digit feel-like temperatures. Feeling close to 110 this afternoon and this evening. Brutally hot stuff here. Overnight, not much of a cool down. Still pretty toasty as we get into the weekend. Saturday starts off feeling like we're in the 80s. Another juicy day with temperatures feeling like they're well into the 90s and triple digits again. It's not until Saturday evening that actual cold front comes through and finally sends us some relief from the heat, the humidity. Now let's talk timing. Some storms do bubble up this evening, primarily just south of Baltimore. As we get into the weekend, they come through in 2 rounds. We are tracking some showers Saturday morning to start off your day. Afternoon is dry, and then the evening comes with some pretty feisty storms. These storms will bring us the potential for severe weather, damaging wind gusts, hail, and even a brief tornado. But by Sunday, We're drier and we're feeling better. So the weekend starts off just as hot, just as humid, highs in the upper 90s, feels like triple digits. Storms show up in 2 rounds in the morning and then again in the evening. A leftover shower early Sunday, but after that, much less humid with highs back in the upper 80s. Weather alert for the next 2 days because of the high heat plus the humidity, plus that chance for some storms, especially later Saturday. Sunday looks and feels much better. We're back in the upper 80s, and then we'll stay in the 80s. The first week of August, not too bad. We've got a long stretch of the mid 80s that take us all the way through week's end. Back to you.
This summer, Sinclair is partnering with the National Diaper Bank for Sinclair Cares Summer Diaper Drive. Scan this QR code to help local diaper banks provide diapers to children and families in need. Donate today for a healthier future for our little ones. And if your family is struggling with basic needs for your baby, go to sinclaircares.com.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Total Healthcare.
Our next guest has some tips for those seeking the next fulfilling step in their career. Brian Bailey, Chief Talent Officer for Total Healthcare, joins us to discuss their available positions. Brian, how are you?
You today, sir?
Great, man. So many people are looking for opportunities. Can you share why Total Healthcare is a workplace of choice?
Awesome. Well, I think that Total Healthcare is a workplace of choice first because we have a great career pathing process and program and structure that, the opportunities to just grow in the organization is I think is pretty awesome. And it also provides opportunities for individuals to learn more. We have a great tuition reimbursement program that if you're deciding that you want to go to school, that Total Healthcare is one of those organizations that is able to say, hey, go to school, not Hampton. You see what I did there? but we offer that tuition reimbursement process. We have great benefit structure. We have an environment that breeds support and care. And I think that just makes a difference in any workplace, but especially if you're offering services to underserved communities.
And can you share the type of roles currently are available that you have available?
Sure. So we look at our critical vacancies right now. And as you know, if you're in the healthcare field, we're going to be challenged in our medical assistant positions, in our registered nursing positions, in our family medicine, and our customer service, our contact center, and our contact representative positions. So, we have an opportunity for individuals to come in at the ground level and move to the skies, if you will.
And what's special about the work of community healthcare centers?
I think that you just said it, community healthcare, right? This is a place where, this is a place of passion, not a place of profit, right? So what community healthcare centers do is that it offers a quality service to communities that are underserved, right? We know about food deserts, but they're also healthcare deserts, right? So this is what a community healthcare center does. Can I get into the community and provide a quality care?
As we wrap things up, what does the workplace of Total Healthcare look like in the future, and where can we get more information?
I think in the future, we're looking at how do we grab onto telehealth services? How do we become more futuristic in our approach? How do we make ourselves constantly available for all parties, from pediatrics to geriatrics? And if they want to learn more, just go to totalhealthcare.org, click on careers, peruse the page, and then contact our office and come join our team.
Brian, great job, and I'm not going to tell Allison that you cracked on Hampton, okay? I won't tell her.
Okay, don't tell her.
Okay, still,
All right.
still ahead. How soon is too soon? It may be July, but pumpkin spice is already making a comeback. Coming up, is it too early? We'll find out what you're talking about next. We're in the middle of a heat wave, but you wouldn't know it. Despite still being hot out, pumpkin is already making a comeback. Pumpkin spice coffee is already up for sale in supermarkets. Though you have to wait a bit longer to get one at a coffee house. And it's not just coffee, pumpkin-flavored cookies, beers, even protein shakes have been spotted in stores too. And we wanted you to tell it, is pumpkin spice returning too soon? Right now, most of you are saying, yes, it's too soon. We got a great show lined up for Monday. Summer's here. There's no better time to get outside and enjoy the weather. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a hidden gem in Baltimore that's the perfect destination in the summer.
Find out how to have your business featured on Be More Lifestyle. Email us at BeMoreLifestyleTV@FoxBaltimore.com.
And thank you for inviting us into your home. Make sure you follow Be More Lifestyle on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.